Fever HC names Millionaire Youngster, who deserves same attention as Caitlin Clark. Some stars shine so brightly, they cast shadows even on the ones who keep the lights on. Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA, a walking headline, a ratings magnet. But behind the flashes of cameras and sold-out arenas, there's another young star quietly doing the heavy lifting, while making more money at that. Aliyah Boston for sure. Fever head coach Stephanie White declared when asked who deserves more attention, "She is our backbone. She really is the rock of our team." The coach didn't hesitate, not even for a beat. Boston, according to sides, has developed from a low-block dominant player to a full-fledged hub. She's consistent, cerebral, and reliable. And unlike the version of her that entered the lead, she's now initiating offense, defending with tenacity. And that right there, that's not just praise. That's a coach making it crystal clear that Aliyah Boston is the system, and they wouldn't have it any other way. But let's talk money, shall we? In 2025, Boston is earning roughly $83,400, which is about $5,000 more than Caitlin Clark, the generational guard with a 4-year, $338,056 rookie contract. Clark, for all the headlines, is expected to make $78,066 this year. Now that's not an attack, just a fact. While Clark's average annual salary, $84,514, technically edges Boston's, her current year income doesn't. And that's where things get spicy. Because Boston's net worth, estimated at a cool $2 million, fueled by NIL deals with Under Armour, Bose, Crocs, Dick's Sporting Goods, and more. Her NIL value alone sits at $116,000. Meanwhile, Clark's off-court earnings, while growing, yes, aren't quite there yet. Yes, the Nike deal is big. Yes, the media love her. But in terms of cold, hard cash, the gap isn't as wide as you might think. Maybe that's why it was fair for her to fully thank her brand deals instead of her WNBA salary for financial support. Honestly, I feel like that's where we're really fortunate, is that we have those other deals. And I think that's one of the things that we're in the room fighting for. We should be paid more, and hopefully that's the case moving forward as the league continues to grow. I think that's something. That's probably the most important thing that we're in the room advocating about, Clark said. Clark and Boston are the spitting image of takes two to tango, and Caitlin Clark is the draw. No question. She's a scorer with Steph Curry range, a passer with elite vision, and a brand magnet. But Boston is the structure. She does the dirty work, the defensive switches, the post-ups, the reads, rotations, the things that don't always make the highlight reel but win you basketball games, all while averaging 15.5 points, 8.3 rebounds, and 3.8 assists this season. She was the #1 overall pick in 2023 for a reason, and made the All-Star game as a rookie. This season, she's been nothing short of foundational, and per her coach's words, she's gone from being a low-block post player to someone orchestrating offense. Watching Jokic at this point is a part of her job. I said, I want you to watch Nikola Jokic, and now she's talking about it all day with Candace Parker on a podcast. Meanwhile, Clark is still arguably finding her WNBA legs, and the defensive challenges at the pro level, very real. That doesn't mean she won't become everything fans expect. But it does mean Boston's consistency might deserve a louder applause right now. But in Clark's defense, she's lifted the entire league's visibility. She's broken attendance records, sold out arenas, responsible for 26.5% of the WNBA's business activity in 2024, and boosted the TV ratings up to 300%. Her presence alone has made the WNBA part of everyday sports conversation again. But the twist here. What if her greatest impact is not as a solo act, but as part of a dynamic duo? Because if Boston is the rock and Clark is the rocket, the Indiana Fever might just have the most balanced core in the league. One brings flash, the other brings force. And if the narrative only follows the shooter and ignores the anchor, it's missing the bigger story. So when Stephanie White name drops Boston in response to a question about Clark's spotlight, she's not throwing shade. She's making a call for balance. Because as great as Caitlin Clark is, the Fever's pulse might just beat strongest through Aliyah Boston. Let the world keep watching Clark. Just don't forget who's making the system work. Coach said it best. AB is a player we can play through. Now it's time for the rest of the world to play catch-up.